Good afternoon, everyone. I appreciate you all being here for today's press conference about the heartbreaking incident involving Malaysia Airlines flight MH17. We'll kick things off with some opening statements and then we'll have a short Q&A session. To start, I'd like to invite the Transport Minister to share a few words.
Hi and good afternoon everyone. I'm Dr. Rahman Idris, Transport Minister, and I will brief on the investigation and legal process. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, fellow Malaysians and members of the international community, good afternoon. It is with a heavy heart that I address you today regarding the tragic loss of Malaysia Airlines flight MH17, which occurred on the 17th of July 2014. On that day, a routine flight from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur turned into a devastating catastrophe when the aircraft was shot down over eastern Ukraine. All 298 innocent lives aboard were lost, including 43 Malaysians, 15 of whom were dedicated crew members. Among the victims were citizens from various nations, 193 Dutch, 27 Australians, 12 Indonesians, 10 Britons, and several others from Germany, Belgium, the Philippines, Canada, and New Zealand. The pain of this tragedy transcends borders and affects us all deeply. Following the incident, Malaysia has been fully engaged in supporting a transparent, thorough, and impartial investigation. We are part of the Dutch-led Joint Investigation Team, JIT, which includes the Netherlands, Australia, Belgium, and Ukraine. After months of meticulous forensic work, the Joint Investigation Team confirmed that the aircraft was hit by a Russian-made BUK surface-to-air missile. This missile was fired from territory in eastern Ukraine that was under the control of pro-Russian separatists at the time of the incident. The evidence includes radar data, satellite images, witness testimonies, intercepted communications, and fragments of the missile system recovered from the crash site. The investigation has followed strict international protocols and has been guided by scientific and legal standards. For legal process, Malaysia stands firm in our commitment to justice for the victims and their families. We are actively cooperating with our international partners through various legal and diplomatic channels, including the International Civil Aviation Organization (ICAO) and the United Nations. We are exploring all available legal avenues, including prosecution of those responsible. The GIT has already identified several suspects involved in the transportation and deployment of the missile system. Legal proceedings have begun in the Netherlands, and Malaysia supports this initiative wholeheartedly. We will not rest until accountability is served. We demand truth, transparency, and justice, not just for Malaysia but for every country affected by this crime. For Malaysia's role, Malaysia will continue to work closely with all parties in the investigation. Our priorities remain to support a fair and transparent legal process, to provide closure for the families of the victims, and then we also to ensure that such a tragedy never happens again. We are also working to improve international aviation safety standards and crisis response frameworks so that we can prevent similar incidents in the future. For to the families who lost their loved ones, we continue to grieve with you. Your pain is our pain. We are committed to honoring the memory of those lost by seeking truth and justice. Let us stand united in determination. Let us honor those lives not only with words but with action, accountability, and reform. And thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Hafiz Zulkifli, representative Malaysia Airlines. The MH17 tragedy shocked the world and deeply affected all of us at Malaysia Airlines. It was a very painful and serious event that changed the way we think about safety in the sky. Right after we received the news, we took quick action. We opened our crisis management center immediately to manage the situation. We also sent support teams to both Kuala Lumpur and Amsterdam to help the family of the passengers. This team gave emotional support, helped with travel needs, and made sure family were updated with the latest information. We knew it was important to be honest and open, so we gave regular update to the media and the public through every channel available. We work closely with the international authorities and give them full access to all the needed information to support the investigation. We understood that people wanted answer, and we were ready to cooperate fully. Inside the company, we also took this event seriously. We review and we improve our emergency plan, train our staff better, and made sure we were more prepared if anything like this ever happened again. Another major step we took was stopping all flight over the war zone right away. We realized that flying over conflict area is too risky. Since then, we have made a big change to how we plan our flight routes. We now use a real-time race update, satellite tracking, and a better safety tool to protect our passengers along the flight. This tragedy didn't only change Malaysia Airlines, it led to global change in the aviation industry. Many other airlines and aviation authorities also changed their routes and flight paths to avoid dangerous areas. Even though we cannot bring back the life that we lost, we will always remember them by doing everything we can to make air levels safer. Our top priority will always be the safety and care of our passengers and their families. Thank you. That's all for me.
Thank you. As the Preventative Action Advisor, my role focuses on identifying and addressing vulnerabilities before they turn into tragedies. The aviation industry, being a global connector of lives and economies, demands nothing less than the highest standards of safety and security. Thank you for your attention. To avoid such tragedies in the future, we strongly suggest putting several important measures in place. First off, it's essential to carry out mandatory risk assessments for all international flight routes, particularly those that cross or come close to potential conflict zones. Additionally, there should be a system for sharing intelligence between airlines and governments, ensuring that airlines get timely updates on any security threats. Moreover, adopting real-time global flight trafficking systems is vital, especially in high-risk areas, to enhance situational approach and awareness response capabilities. We also call for stricter enforcement by the International Civil Aviation Organization (ICAO) to limit or prohibit civilian flights over hostile airspace. These measures need to be implemented not just at the international level, but also enforced globally through international cooperation to guarantee the safety of all flight travelers. By taking a proactive approach to aviation safety, we can prevent future disasters and ensure that no life is lost due to preventable oversights. It is our shared responsibility as authorities, as industry leaders, and as global community to make air travel safer for everyone.
Assalamualaikum, thank you and good afternoon. I'm Shafiq Hazim, Media Relations Coordinator for these cases. So as the Media Relations Coordinator, my job during this tragic time has been to ensure that clear, accurate and timely information flows between the public, the media and our various agencies. So right from the start of this crisis, we work closely with Malaysia Airlines mostly, and also the Ministry of Transport and international organizations to manage our communications in a transparent and responsible way. So we issued press release promptly, address media inquiries with all due respect, and share updates carefully to prevent any misinformation. So this tragedy has profoundly impacted not just Malaysia, okay, but the entire global community. So therefore, our communications have needed to embody both sensitivity and also accountability. So we've kept open lines for the families of the victims and the press to make sure that dignity and respect at the heart of all our interactions. So yeah, in tough time like this, effective communication goes beyond just sharing facts. Yeah. So it's about showing compassion, providing clarity, and building trust. That's what we've strived to maintain throughout this challenging period, because we all know that throughout these cases, I know all the family victims, all the victim families, I know have a bit untrusted, and also they are a bit like trust issue towards the people who handle the case. I know because yeah, we feel that way. So so I just got the questions by one of the reporters that how are authorities ensuring this never happening again. So for my answer said we try to introduce a new international guidelines for airspace risk management. That's all what we want to do, and also enforcing global real-time flight tracking. So and advocating for automatic airspace closures of conflict zones. So this is a collective responsibility that media can share right now. Yeah. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
We'll now begin with the Q&A session, starting with Encik Hafiz Zulkifli. Who is responsible for the attack on MH17?
The Joint Investigation Team found that a Russian-made BUK missile was fired by pro-Russian separatists in eastern Ukraine. The missile launcher was part of the Russian military. Legal action are still ongoing. So, next question.
This question is directed to Encik Farid Ahmad, who is the Preventative Action Advisor. What exactly happened to the flight? Well, to answer your question, flight MH17 was flying at 33,000 feet, heading from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur. When it suddenly lost contact, it was later confirmed that a missile strike had taken it down mid-air. Encik Hafiz Zulkifli, when did Malaysia Airlines find out about the incident?
The airline lost radar contact shortly after the incident occurred. Within a minute, we started our investigation and alerted the necessary aviation authorities. We confirmed the crash within a few hours. So, next question.
This question is directed to Datuk Rahman Idris, who is the Transport Minister. Where did the crash take place?
Thank you for the question. So to answer it, the aircraft went down near Kharkov, a village in eastern Ukraine, in an area that was known for armed conflict at that time.
Encik Farid Ahmad, why was the aircraft flying through a war zone? Well, the flight path was approved and safe at that altitude, but it became evident that intelligence updates weren't reflecting the real-time risks. This highlighted a significant gap in global aviation safety protocols. Now, Encik Shafiq Hazim, our Media Relations Coordinator, how are the authorities ensuring this never happens again?
What I can answer is right now, based on your question, okay, yeah, right now we're introducing new international guidelines for airspace risk management. This is also to enforcing global real-time flight tracking, and this is also to advocate for automatic airspace closures over conflict zones. So this is collective responsibilities that we all can share right now. So I think that's all from us. We're gonna end the Q&A sessions for today. Thank you so much.